Hey, you guys, it's me again. Oh my goodness. All right, so I pulled out a whole bunch of books. Lots of uh lots of French like school books that I bought from Louise in France. And some of these I've had for quite a while, and others I recently acquired, a few months ago. And then some of them are other kinds of like school books and stuff. So I, I just thought I would um kind of just do a relatively quick video and talk to you guys about how I go about sort of deciding which books I'm going to turn into journals. Okay. Just sort of talk you through my thought process and um, you know, how I make sort of a tentative plan for the books. Okay. So I'm gonna just kind of stack them all up over here off camera, and we'll kind of go through them sort of quickly, and I'll talk to you about what I'm thinking. Okay. So first one, now this one I've had for a long time, and I've never made it into a journal. It's been kind of in this process before, and like I've made series of journals that were all like old readers, and this one has never made the cut for a number of reasons. First reason is I don't like the ballpoint pen scribbling on it. If it was pencil or it was ink, um, like there's a little bit of ink on it right here, then I feel like it would be acceptable. But because to me, it looks like ballpoint pen, that tells me that it was done more recently. Okay. I don't know when they invented ballpoint pens and when people started using ballpoint pens, but it just kind of, I don't know, something about it just kind of doesn't look right to me. Anyway, I know, and it's kind of silly, but and then the back too is just got, this is actually pencil on the back. But also you can't really see the title on the spine, and it's one of those real thin books. So if I was going to use it to make a journal, I do like the border and I do like the color, and it's in actually relatively good shape. Like the corners of the book are okay and that kind of stuff. Um, but if I was going to use this to make into a journal, I would need to take it apart, and then I would need to expand the spine and make the spine a little bit wider. And I'm fine with doing that, but I don't like to do that when yeah, when it's going to be just one book. And it has to be worth saving the spine in order for me to put the work into it. So again, I don't think I'm going to use this one. Um, but I do love the pages that are in this book. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this one aside, and I'm going to take it apart, and I'm going to use some of the pages from it. Okay? Maybe. Maybe. Okay, now this one is, what is this one? This is a Greek grammar book. And I love the pages in this one too. Um, well, it's already gutted. Guess I wouldn't need to worry about that. It's got some mold on it, which I don't particularly like, although I could clean this and kill any remaining like live mold spores that might be on it. There's certain products that you can use to do that. But it just doesn't have a lot of other character to me. The only other thing it has really is it has this really pretty embossed like frame around the back that, well, it's on the front too, but it's more pronounced on the back cover. But then the back cover has all this mold thing. So, and it's a really super flimsy book cover. So I just don't honestly think it's worth using to make into a journal. So it's going to go in the book page pile because it has really, really cool um, pages, right? Okay. So this one is another Greek um, like language book. And I actually really like this one. I love this little label on the spine. I love this little motif on the back. Um, I actually like this one. So I'm going to put this one in the maybe pile. Okay. I like that. I like the color of it. I don't know, something about it. It just looks kind of, what's the word? What am I thinking? Sophisticated, kind of, you know? Anyway. Okay, and then I've got this one, Key to Elementary Algebra. Um, if I had a whole bunch of math books like this, I would probably use this one, but because it's kind of an odd size, it's a little bit wide, and when it comes to cutting paper for the signatures, that gets to be kind of a pain when you have a bunch of different size covers. But if I had like, say I had like maybe 7 or 8 of these, then I would probably set this aside and make all of them into a series that if they were all this, a similar size. You know what I mean? So this one, um, I'm gonna keep it. I'm just gonna leave the pages in it since it's the only one I have at the moment. Um, it's just gonna go back in the books to use pages out of pile, okay? Along with the rest of them. Oh, now this one still has some pages in it. I think a lot of these books are books that when I made up some page packs, I think these are some of the books that um, I just pulled pages out of and then kept some of them in the covers so I would know what they came out of. This cover, I really love it. I love the tape, and I always love this that they use like book pages on the inside of the spines on these. It just has it has just a lot of writing on it. I'm going to call this a maybe also. I've always wanted to make this one into a journal, um, but it would have to be included in a series where they were all kind of really grungy. You know what I mean? Anyway, so I'm going to put that in the maybe pile because it's almost the same size as this one, right? Like if these were made in the same series, it wouldn't be that much different than this one as far as cutting paper for it. So, okay. And then this one, this is a French book. It's a light, like lavender color, which is really pretty. Um, the covers on these are kind of soft and they feel really cool in your hands. And I think these would be really, really pretty made into journals. Um, the edges of these covers are really brittle though. So I'm going to have to do something about that because I can't trust that they're going to hold up to somebody using these like on a daily basis if they were, using it to write in and stuff. The, it's just the board that they use is real thin, and these books are so old that paper just starts to kind of break down over time. And anyway, so it's just not extremely sturdy. But I love the color. I like the typography and that kind of stuff. I like this little guy on the back, and I love the spine. So it's gonna go in that same pile. This one, believe this is like a Roman history book. It's printed in French, but it's about Rome. Um, it just doesn't, I like it. Like I like this right here, and I like the color. I like the spine. It's in pretty good shape, but it's so much bigger than these other ones that I just don't, I don't think it's going to make it into this series. I also like the pages that are in it, so I'm gonna keep it intact at least. So this one is a French history book, and I love the pages in this one. I just love them. They're so just all the foxing and um, the different the different typography and fonts and stuff, and all the maps and that kind of stuff in this one. I really love it. Um, it's pretty grungy, but a lot of these books are pretty grungy. So I think I could I think I could probably do something with this one. I like that it has this stuff on the back, and you can read what it says on the spine. The spine is pretty torn up, but I know that I can work with it. And it is fabric, so I'm gonna put that in the maybe pile. This one I'm gonna reject right away just because of the size. It's just a little bit too big. And I just don't think it's like extremely interesting. You know what I mean? There's just not much um about it that's like super cool, you know what I mean? But I love the pages in it. So it's going to go in the book page pile. It's also really um I don't know, like it's got all these little dents in it, and it's like discolored, kind of weird. And I get it, like it's grungy and cool, but it's not cool enough. Um okay, so this is a French algebra book. I've used a lot of the pages out of it. Um I would like to maybe use this one. I like the spine. Of course, it's really thin, and I think what's going to happen is most of these I'll wind up having to expand the spine on them. It's considerably taller than the rest of them. Um, but if there's enough in this stack of books, if there's enough of them that are kind of close to this size, like say there's like 4 or 6 of them, then it's worth it to me to cut paper and make signatures for 2 different size books while I'm doing a series. Does that make sense? It's not worth it to me to have to take the time to separate out papers for 2 different size books if I only have one of that size, right? So I'm going to put it kind of like here in a separate pile. And so if I wind up with, I'll say a minimum of 4 that are about this size in height, then I'll keep it and make it into a journal in this next like little go around. Um, this one is just like a reader, an English reader book. And I really like it. It's pretty grungy. You can't really read the spine on it very well, but the front cover is interesting enough to me. This is embossed right here. It's interesting enough to me that I'm going to put it in the strong possibility pile. This one is a Latin book, and I've also had this one for a really long time. and I've never made it into a journal because it just doesn't have anything really that interesting on the cover. But I keep it because I do like that it's, Latin lessons and you can read the spine pretty well. And it's just, it's got some cool grunge to it that I love. Um, it would be really cool to make it into a journal and add something on the cover, or maybe do one of those wraparound covers with something where, something interesting, um, where it doesn't matter that the cover is really plain. So, but I'm going to put this in the you know, page pack pile, and I'm going to pass on it this time. Okay, this is a French book. Um, love the subject matter. I've used a lot of pages out of this book already. Um, yeah, I am going to gut this one, and I'm going to go through these pages and use them to make some tags because it has great subject matter. I love the illustrations in here. So, but I don't love this cover. It's kind of a newer book, 1947. Um, I know that doesn't seem like really newer, but it's really, really lightweight, and it's just kind of, I don't know, like the cover just feels cheap to me. And like the paper is starting to separate from the bookboard, and um I mean, it could be strengthened. I'll put it in the maybe pile. Okay, and then this is a French math book. um I'm just gonna say it's going in the maybe pile because it's cool. Okay, now here's another one that's about the same size as that one, and I like this one. um I like the cover. It's got enough grunge that it's cool, but it's not too much grunge that it's, you know, garbage. You know what I mean? So yeah, so there's two that size. And this one's just a cover that I saved because I knew I wanted to use it to make a journal. So it's definitely going in that pile. This one is a French history book. Oh, there's a feather in there. Look at that. It's a couple of feathers. Well, that's cool. Hmm. I wonder how long those have been in there. I didn't put them in there. Just saying. Um, yeah, this is going. See, this one is almost that size. See, I knew it was taller. It's taller than the other ones. See, but not by much. I don't know. It's kind of like in the middle. Well, I'm gonna put it in this pile because what I can do sometimes is like, um, if I have like six books that are all different sizes, all different like heights, what I do is I cut the pages to fit the shortest book. And then as I'm putting my signatures together, I kind of spread the pages out so that some are taller and some are longer. You know what I mean? Um, so that sometimes works. And then this is a French physics book, which is super cool. And it's, again, grungy enough that it's cool, but not so grungy that it's garbage. Does that make sense? Um, it's gonna need some work though, because like this kind of stuff is really hard to deal with. I mean, it's just gonna take some glue, basically. And I think I'm gonna wind up using some craft text paper, fabric paper on these. This one I'm definitely gonna use. It's that like purpley lavender color again, but I love the spine on this one. And then this one is another French history book. This label is starting to peel off, so I'm definitely going to have to fix that. But this one's got to go in the, look at that label, you guys. So cool. So that's going in the pile. This is another one that I've had for a long time, and it kind of has the same, it's sort of in the same category as this one, right? Where it just doesn't have a lot of interest to me. But I'm going to hang on to it because you never know. This one is kind of the same. Look at the pages in this one. It's so cool. I love spellers. Um, this one is the same size as that one. Like exactly. Um, it's kind of cool. I'm gonna put it there and we'll see what happens. And then there's this one, this interest tables book. I love these too. See, they're just like amortization tables or something. And these are so awesome for collage and stuff. I'm gonna put this here because see, I'm getting a, see now I've got 5 books that are kind of almost that same size. It might be worth the work to do 2 different sizes in the same series. This is a French chemistry book. I think it's worth trying to put back together. It's almost at the too grungy uh point, but I mean, like, see, this whole corner is like broken, and but I mean, I've sort of done surgery on books in worse condition, so I'm gonna give it a chance, I think. Um, this one, this one is just a novel, I think. Or maybe this was a school book. I think, oh, this is a school book because it has like questions and stuff in it. Um, but it seems kind of out of place with the rest of them. And also it's a lot smaller. So the like pages would need to be cut down or folded in quite a bit to make it work. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna pass on that one this round. This one, super cool. I love this one. I love the color, love the spine, love the cover. It's got to go in the distinct possibility pile. Another French history book. Now I've got, so now I have 2 of these, right? Wasn't there another one that looked pretty much just like that? Yeah. So now there's 2 of these. This must have been a series because this one says from 1852 to 1935, and this one is from 1774 to 1852. So they're both in about the same condition. So I'll put them together and we'll see what happens. And then there's another chemistry book. And these are all French books. It's got to go in the pile. There's this little arithmetic book, a little French arithmetic book. It's pretty small. Again, it's about the same size as this one. So I'm going to pass on that one this go around. And the same with this one. So see if I get together like 6 or 8 more of this size book, then it's worth making them all into like, kind of like medium-sized journals at the same time. Here's another Greek grammar book. See, now I've almost got enough books that are kind of in this category. See, these are all pretty similar. So now I've got three that would really benefit with, by having something to kind of, you know what I mean? Like those wraparound closures, the journal wraps that I've been making with the elastic. These three would actually work pretty well for something like that. So I'm going to put those in their own separate little pile now. And I think I'm going to put this one. This is a math book, or it's a handbook of mathematical tables. It's kind of a soft cover. I don't know why it's even in this pile, um but I love the pages in it. I love mathematical tables. This one, if I could stiffen the cover just a little bit with like another layer of card or, book board or something like that, then it might actually go well with this group. I don't know. I don't know if this is even interesting to any of you guys. Okay, and then this is another English reader that's a little bit wide, and it's really cool though. I really like the pattern on the cover, and I love the color, and I like the back. So, but it's considerably wider than these other books, and it just kind of doesn't really go with them. But it does go with some of these other books, right? Like definitely matches up with the algebra book. It's the same width as that algebra book. And the speller. Now see, this Roman history book is almost the same size as those, but I don't know, for something, there's just something about it I don't really like. I don't know. Anyway, so now I kind of have three piles over here. Okay, and then here's another French history book. I don't really like some of the stuff that's going on with the cover on this one. Like the paper is separated from the book board on the front of the book. And it's really like you probably can't see it, but it's like kind of bumpy. Can you see that right there? Um it just, I don't know. And the whole entire cover is sort of bent too. The corners are in terrible shape. Um okay, I'll put it in the maybe pile. This one I'm not going to use. I don't know why exactly. I don't know. It just feels cheap to me. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have any weight to it. And I know that it was probably published in the 40s or 50s, maybe even 60s. God, I can't see a date. Does anybody see a date? I know it's not a live stream. Anyway, I do like the pages in it. So, that's valid, but I'm not going to use that one. I'm just not going to do it. This one this is a pretty cool book. It's a phrenology and physiognomy book. Um, and it's just really cool. Uh, it's the book I got this image came out of this book, The Symbolical Head. And I scanned this, and I think I've used that image in a couple of journals. Anyway, I'm going to keep this book intact for now because I just like it, and I think it's a cool book. So that one's going to stay intact. I'm going to actually put this image back in there. I had pulled it out earlier. I was looking at it. Okay, and then there's two more of these French like language books. This one is really grungy. but I think I can work with it. I'm going to be doing a lot of machine stitching on these covers, like a lot, I think. Um, this is another one that I think I'm definitely going to use. This one is just, this one has been through the ringer, but it's so cool. I love the red. I love the little tag here. I like the spine, and I even like that this is broken, and I know I can like stabilize that and fix that. I'm going to use the sewing machine and just like run a bunch of stitching on there, and I'm going to make it work. So this one is a little bit bigger than the rest of them, but not by much. So that's okay. And then this one I think is just a little bit too small. I do like it though, but it's just a little bit too small, and I don't think it'll match up with the rest of them. Okay, so I've got 5 of this kind of size. So it would be these 5. And so there's still kind of a maybe, like I'm not sure that I'm going to do that. So I'm going to just rubber band them together, and they're in the maybe pile. So now I've got all of these that are all pretty much the same size. Okay, they're all pretty much the same size. I'm talking about just like the dimensions. This one's a little bit small. This one is a little bit smaller. It's probably the smallest one in the group. So I'm going to put this over there because it's just way smaller. Okay, so now I've got 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19. 19 books that I'm going to make into journals. So that's how I do it. I don't know. I might not use this one. I kind of don't like it. I'm not going to use that one. I like the rest of them. So that'll be 18. That'll be 18 for sure. And then if I wind up using these, that'll be 23. Yeah. So that's that. Okay. So that's how I go about kind of picking which books I'm going to use to make into journals, and how I sort of like sort them out and I guess categorize them, um, by like how I might use them in the future. So see, I've got 4 here that are all pretty much the same size. So I just need like 4 more of this size, and then I can do a series that size. And then I've got, actually, there's like 7 that are this size. But I don't know. This one right here doesn't really fit with the theme of these. So, so I'm going to say I have 6 that are like the same kind of size. Actually, this Greek book is that size, and so is this one. So that's 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know. I might be able to, honestly, I would rather do those than these for a series. So, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe all those. I doubt it, but it's possible. It's possible. So, so that's that. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. So these are all kind of like oddball books that I'm either going to keep intact or I'm just going to keep for the pages. And I don't know what I'm going to do with the covers, but these are all cool, grungy, mostly French books that I want to make into journals, and I'm going to start gutting these and doing whatever I need to do to stabilize the spines and the covers. And I'm going to get all my different kinds of glue out, and maybe I'll make another video and kind of show you guys how I go through each of these and do whatever I'm going to do to them. Okay? All right, guys. I love you. I'll talk to you soon. Okay. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.